Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel 9th House, where we talk about astrology, magic, and occultism. If this is something you're interested in, please subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and leave some comments. So today I thought it would be nice to make a light but informative video before we jump into the heavy Pluto stuff, especially because this is an information that I found that no one talks about. And guess what? Of course, I want to claim that information that I was the one that discovered it, because I'm going to tell you, I could not find anyone on the internet talking about this topic that I'm about to present you. And very important, one thing I want to tell you here. If you are an astrologer, or if you are someone that creates content on the internet, if you see this video, please give me credit if you're going to share this information, because many times what I've seen in the community is that people like to steal each other's content, and I don't like that. Please know that I have a very skilled intuition. My eyes and ears are everywhere. I'm going to find you and I'm going to annoy you until you give me that credit. Very important, really. The topic is, as you could see from the thumbnail, it is the 27th degree. Now, first of all, if you're not familiar with the degree theory in astrology, what the degree theory says is that there are certain degrees in astrology that give certain qualities. Okay, so the most famous degrees, or I should say the degrees that are known to give fame, are the 5th degree, which is the degree of Leo because of 5. And I should mention here that it starts with 0. 0 degrees is always the full potential of the sign it is in. And then 1 is Aries, 2 is Taurus, and so on and so forth. So the 5 degrees, it starts with the fame starts with 5 degrees, so which stands for Leo. And this is more like a short-term kind of fame, even though I would argue that this is not true. I found that many times when people have 5 degrees somewhere, it gives a longer amount of fame, but not in a household name. I get that. So, and then we have the 28th degree, which is very famous for giving fame. Okay, Kim Kardashian has a lot of 28 degrees. Her mom, Kris Jenner, she has a lot of 28 degrees. A lot of famous people have the 28 degree in the chart, but guess what? It is a degree where you have to work for that fame. It's not something that is going to be handed to you. Then we have the 29th degree, which is a critical degree, and it is, again, a Leo degree. And again, if you think, okay, wait a second, what comes after 12? Well, it starts all over again. So number 13, the 13th degree would be Aries again. So, and this is why 29th degree is Leo. So these are the known degrees in astrology that are known to give fame. And I always was like, but what about the 27th degree? Because I could not find anyone talking about this. I've seen this many times in people's charts, and it always stood out to me. And, you know, some days ago I had nothing to do, and I really looked it up again, and there are many chart examples of people who have this degree who are in a certain sector, okay, who are known for a certain quality, and that is the fashion industry. The 27th degree I found, and again, it is a Gemini degree, I should say that now. It is a Gemini degree, and you may say, wait a minute, what has Gemini to do with fashion? You know, wouldn't that be Venus? Well, first of all, Venus rules over fashion. That's true. However, Venus is your own sense of style, you know, in your chart. The fashion industry, okay, and the key word here, ding, 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 is industry, okay? That is Gemini. Why? Because when you think of fashion, fashion is fast, okay? Fashion is today. Trend is that, you know, today we have this as a trend, and tomorrow is a completely different one, you know, and that is Gemini, because, you know, the butterfly is associated with Gemini. You know, think of it, a butterfly that flies from one beautiful flower to the next. That is Gemini. And this is how fashion works. And this is why we have always this, one day that model is very popular. The next day we have another supermodel that is very popular. The next day we have another fashion trend that is super popular. And that is Gemini, ladies and gentlemen. And also I should point out, I know a lot of Geminis that are very fashionable, that love fashion, and no one really talks about this in the astrology community, that everyone just thinks it is Venus, but it is also Mercury and it is Gemini. Okay, Gemini rules over the fashion industry. So I looked up a bunch of charts and we're going to cover them now together, and I'm going to show you why certain people have success in their lives in the fashion industry. And let's just start. So I would like to start with the top number one person who rules the fashion industry, you could say, and that is, of course, Anna Wintour. So this is the chart of Anna Wintour that I could find on the internet, and I think it is pretty accurate. Anna Wintour is a Scorpio. That makes a lot of sense because she is known to be a very powerful person. And by the way, she also has the 10th degree. Having the sun at 10 degree gives a lot of fortune, I found, and a lot of, let's just say, power over like an industry or something like that. So, and there we have Anna Wintour's Venus is at 27 degree in Sagittarius. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, as you know, Venus is the the planet of fashion. And I also find that the planet in itself is going to tell us in which way the person gets the success and the recognition and the fame. Okay, so here we have Venus in Anna Wintour's case, and Venus is a benefic planet, so which means that she got it really easy. Okay, even though I know that she worked for it. But it needs to be said here that she comes from a family that has a background in journalism. So it wasn't like that. It's not like it was something completely new to her. But yeah, that is Anna Wintour having the Venus and 27 degree. That is the first example here. Then the second example we have is, who is it? Oh, it's Christy Turlington, a supermodel from the 90s. If you don't know her, in case, even though I doubt that. I think a lot of people are familiar with that beautiful face of Christie's. And here we have Mercury, Mercury at 27 degrees. Then we have Venus at 27 degrees. And we have Neptune at 27 degrees. And by the way, I found that the outer planets and the North Node, they count as well. It's not just Venus, it's not just the sun, it's not just Mercury or the inner planets, it's the outer planets and the North Node as well that make a great impact when someone has the 27 degree. So the way Christy Turlington got discovered was when she had riding lessons, riding a horse. So she got discovered from a photographer. And I found this very fascinating because, we have Venus here again, which indicates easy success, or I should point this out here, Venus. And then, of course, Mercury, which rules over photography as well, and the everyday life. She got discovered, doing her thing. And of course, Venus, what she likes. Neptune definitely contributes here to her, fame, to her success, because she is seen as this very beautiful person. And of course, you could say, well, beautiful is Venus, but Neptune as well. Neptune gives this really allure, that illusion, that glamour that you need in the film and in the modeling industry. So I find this pretty amazing. So next example, Helena Christensen, another supermodel from the 90s. So she has Mars at 27 degree. What I found interesting, the way she got into the industry was that she was very active pursuing that, and that is Mars, being active about something, I mean, if I compare this with Christie's chart, Christie's chart is more like passive, and by the way, which, she also has Mars at 2 degrees, and Christy Torrington also has Jupiter in 5 degrees, she was born to be this big superstar in the modeling industry. So, but back to Helena Christensen, she has Mars at 27 degree, which means she was pursuing this actively. And this is true because Helena was, prior to modeling, she was, I think, Miss World. She was definitely a beauty pageant, and she actively went to the castings and wanted to do this. It wasn't like she got discovered on the streets or something like this. So the next example we have is Naomi Campbell. And Naomi Campbell is a Gemini, which helps, at 0 degrees, and again, 0 degrees also gives fame because it's the purest manifestation of the sign. So when you have someone with the sun at 0 degrees, it is a very powerful thing to have. It's the pure manifestation of the sign. So, and that really indicates fame. A lot of celebrities have sun at 0 degree. Naomi Campbell has her Jupiter. Oh my God, what am I doing here? She has her Jupiter. Okay, it's not working what I want to do. But she has her Jupiter at 27 degrees in the sign of Libra. Again, Libra is the sign of, Venus, fashion. Okay. So this is awesome. And also, as I said, we should look at the planet, because the planet is going to tell us how this person gets the fame. And in Naomi's case, Jupiter is a benefic. We know that Jupiter loves to give. Naomi as well got discovered, if I'm not mistaken. So this is pretty amazing. Then next, we have Kate Moss. Kate Moss, of course. This can't, we can't have this video without Kate Moss. Kate Moss has her Uranus at 27 degree. And as I said, the outer planets give this effect as well. And with Uranus, I think in her case, it's that, she has this very unusual kind of beauty. But we also have the North Node, as I said, and this is a biggie, at 27 degree and Sagittarius. So this is huge. This tells me that it was her life mission, her goal, her soul path to be incarnated as this fashionista, as this iconic model. And I mean, come on, like all the kids until today on Instagram, or if it's Tumblr or what have you, they are still sharing pictures of Kate Moss. By the way, one thing, if you say, well, what about the other models, who have like just 2 degrees or 5 degrees? Well, the slight difference here is that, for example, if I take Kate Moss, listen, Kate Moss gets jobs until this day. I just walked yesterday past a store that featured her, now in her age, and it was an amazing photo shoot, amazing, featured her as a model. And I found that the models, for example, like Yasmin Ghauri, and Yasmin has a 2 degree Taurus sun, which also indicates that, of course, she was destined for that. But in comparison to Kate Moss, Yasmin Ghauri, she vanished. She chose to not participate in that anymore. And Kate Moss still gets gigs. She's still up there. She's still that household name. She's Kate Moss. Everyone knows that woman, right? So next, we have Tyra Banks. I think everyone knows who Tyra Banks is, right? So Tyra Banks has her Venus at 27 degrees. Again, as we discussed, Venus, the planet of passion, 27 degrees. And I also should say that it is a very powerful thing when Venus is at 27 degrees, because I found that it gives similar like the 28 degree, it gives like a household name. And, in the case of Anna Wintour, for example, Anna is that, she's the editor in Vogue, right? So, and with Tyra Banks, she had that show, America's Next Top Model, which was very big. So this is a household name, Venus at 27 degrees, right? So next we have, it's not ending. I could continue until tomorrow, guys. The next example that I have here is Linda Evangelista. Of course, everyone knows Linda as well from the 90s. And Linda has her Venus at 27 degrees in Taurus. I just can't, because it's I mean, come on, guys, I'm not making this up, So, again, it's very obvious that she was born to do this, and she's a very gorgeous, a very beautiful woman. I mean, she was that face, in the 90s as well. So, next, we have Gianni Versace, of course, because Gianni Versace, he was a fashion designer. Of course, everyone knows Versace, but a lot of people, when they think of Versace, they think of Donatella, but it was Gianni that started it. And this is another thing, not just the models or like a journalist like Anna Wintour, also the designers, they have the 27 degrees. So Gianni Versace has his ascendant in Scorpio at 27 degrees. So he was also destined to be a fashion designer, to work for the fashion industry. So next we have Karl Lagerfeld, another designer. Of course, everyone knows Karl Lagerfeld. His North Node is at 27 degrees. So another one that was destined, who has had his life mission for fashion. So next we have Alexander McQueen. I love Alexander McQueen. Great style, great fashion, really great sense of style. Great designer. His sun was at 27 degrees in Pisces. And do we have something else? No, that was it. But again, he was made for that, right? So then we have, who's that? Adriana Lima. So with Adriana Lima, I was not sure if that is the chart, because from what I know is that Adriana Lima, they say that she has an ascendant in Virgo. I thought that she has an ascendant in Pisces, to be quite honest. And she looks really like a Pisces with those eyes and everything. She looks more like a Pisces than a Virgo. But let's just say that this would be the true chart. Then her midheaven is at 27 degrees of Gemini, which is really eerie again, And of course, Adriana Lima, she's that boss angel, she used to be that #1 angel in Victoria's Secrets. We all know that. And, the midheaven, by the way, is a place where it's that point in the chart for what we are known for. When the ascendant is how we act, the midheaven is what we are known for. So guess what? If that chart is correct, she is known for, being that top model. Next, we have, who is that? Oh, Shalom Hallow. I hope I pronounced this right. Very gorgeous, beautiful face from the supermodel from the 90s. I love her. She has, what is it in her chart? Now I know why I have this open. See, I wanted to showcase charts as well that don't have this. And, just in case anyone asks me, what about the other models that were so big, I just wanted to showcase that also the other degrees work, okay? And she has her Venus at 28 degree, but it needs to be said, again, even though I love her glamour and everything, she's really beautiful. We have to be honest, in comparison to Kate Moss, for example, who has her North Node and another planet, Uranus it was, at 27 degree. Kate Moss is that that name, right? And Shalom, on the other hand, she's known, of course. But, she's not that, I don't know, I don't want to sound mean because I love that model, really. And, of course, everyone here is amazing. I don't want to say that anyone here is less than another, but I hope you get what I mean in an astrological sense. Okay, so next, Claudia Schiffer is another great example of that case because she has her North Node at 2 degrees, and 2 degrees is also a very good degree to have for success, and especially in design and in the fashion industry and in beauty and singing and acting. I found a lot of celebrities have something around 2 degrees. Giselle Bündchen, she has 28 degrees. But again, not the 27, but she is really successful because she has a 28 degree. And we know that the 28 degree gives a lot of success. Then we have Irina Shayk. She has Mercury at 0 degrees and the North Node at 5 degrees in Taurus. So that makes sense that she's very successful in modeling. But again, comparing her to Kate Moss, you get the idea. So guys, that was it. I just wanted to showcase you, that nothing in the universe just happens randomly. Everything is planned, trust me. So with that being said, I hope you got something out of it, and take care and see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.